You have to be stronger than the nostalgia. Nostalgia could kind of you. Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are enjoying these videos, as this is the 5th one. I am so excited to get into today's video. The last video we talked about being renewed and what that looks like and what that process is like, and in today's video I kind of want to talk about the one major thing that could kind of set you back after being renewed and starting that process and that journey with yourself and with God. So the one thing that I noticed for myself is that nostalgia could kind of you. If you fall into the trap of nostalgia, reminiscing, being persuaded into thinking that your past and your former version is really better than wherever you're going, that is the one thing that will ruin any progress you've made, and that is the one thing that will really hold you back. You have to be stronger than the nostalgia, literally. When you are on the path to your highest version, and when you are focused on elevating your life and yourself, and whichever way that may be for you, the unknown is going to be very scary. Ceasing to continue anything that was keeping you small, anything that was routine, anything that was familiar, anything that was common for yourself and the people around you and your family and your friends. First of all, you have to pat yourself on the back, because that is a very brave thing that you're doing, stepping out on faith, believing in yourself and believing in God to ultimately create the life of your dreams for yourself. But it's a scary process. It's very easier said than done. Okay, it's a lot easier talked about than done. God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of sound mind. I really started to realize, like, the further I got in my journey, the enemy will really, like, one of his main tricks of deception is to start making your past seem comfortable, or to seem better than it actually was. Going into the journey of a better life is scary though. It can seem scary, but you have to ask yourself, if it's written that God doesn't give us the spirit of fear, but our spirit is currently experiencing fear, who is giving us that? Like, how is that occurring? If God sees to it that we do not have fear within us, but once, because trust me, when you're living a lower version of life, when you're living a lower quality life, you don't got nothing to be scared about. Fear is not really something you encounter often when it comes to where your life is headed, because you're comfortable. You're in routine. You know what's happening. Everybody's doing it. Everybody around you is doing the same thing, most likely. So, and it's something you've been doing for a long time. So there really is no fear on what's going to happen. That fear creeps in once the enemy senses that you're on to something. Yes, we want to elevate for the worldly experience of elevation. Yes, we want to become better for the physical experience of becoming better. But ultimately, I am definitely realizing this from my life, but ultimately it is to glorify God in one way or another. And if that is the case, and there is a known adversary against that, obviously he's going to want to derail you off of that path that will lead you to glorifying God. So he's going to do so by pulling you back and keeping you stagnant and keeping you tied and bound to the things of your past, so that you do not reach that level of glory, basically. And this is why I always try to stress, if you were unhappy and that is what made you make the decision to change something about your life, and then you start missing that thing, or you start missing what you're trying to move on from, or you start feeling like, wait, maybe the way I was living my life before is like better because this is hard and this is scary. Wrong. That's why it's so crucial that when you are on this journey and things start getting hard, because they definitely will be, because the path is very narrow. It's not easy. Talk yourself through these things. Like, why would I suddenly start missing my old life if I'm literally trying to escape it? Like, if I'm literally making the decision to do the hard thing to move into a direction of better, and it's all of a sudden now magically everything was peaches and cream in the past, Absolutely not. It's the enemy. I think everything is connected, especially as a child of God. The man is in control of everything. Everything is connected. Everything comes back to him at the end of the day. So yes, I do believe in, not believe in, but I'm a reader, and I do read a lot of stuff, and I do educate myself here and there. And Dr. Joe Dispenza is such a great resource. He is such a blessing to this planet. And he talks a lot about the unknown. He talks a lot about that space where you're not in your old life and you're trying to attract everything that you want for yourself, and how that is really where the magic happens. That is really where the change that you're looking for occurs. There are so many things you can do to counteract the nostalgia. There are so many things you can do to keep yourself on the right path, to keep yourself from thinking about what's easy, falling into the trap of doing what's easiest, doing what's familiar. There really is something about making that decision and living your life in a different way that makes everything around you, everything old, everything that you're trying to escape, louder. There is a point in the journey where it just screams. It becomes loud. The nostalgia, the familiarity, the everything that you're used to, everything that you're trying to get out of. This is where clinging on to God, clinging on to his word, clinging on to his promise, refreshing yourself with it daily. This is why I always have to remind myself, it's give us this day our daily bread, because we need to be fed daily. The walk is so intense and it's so crucial and it's so hard that the hunger is daily. The weakness is a daily experience. Like, it gets tough. It gets hard. Do not remember the former things, nor consider the things of the old. And then it says, behold, I will do a new thing. Now it shall spring forth. Shall you not know it? I will even make a road in the wilderness and rivers in the desert. That, right? I just love how everything just hits everything like to a T. So that's basically giving you the entire rundown. Like, first of all, he's letting you know not to focus on things of the past, because focusing on things of the past is something that can bring you back. It is something that can literally bring you back. And that is what the enemy wants. That is what he wants, to hold you back and to bring you back. I love that it says that first, like, do not remember the former things, nor consider the things of the old. Like, that means it's already old. Do not consider it. Like, literally listen to the wording. Like, it's already old. Don't consider it new. Don't consider it something you haven't experienced before. Don't consider it something that is better than what is to come. I will do a new thing. I will do. So I just love this, because it is perfect for right where you're at. Because when you are in transition, when you are on the journey, it is a in-between phase. It is a transitional phase. So the wording of this specific verse is so perfect, because it's like, don't consider the old stuff. I will do something new. And the man does not lie. He is not a man that he should lie. So he is promising that something new will be done, like, is going to occur. It says, now it shall spring forth. So there will come a time where it's happening. You just have to get there. You just have to get there. You just have to get to the point of the journey where the new thing is now happening. This is a very isolating journey. This is a very, like, lonely experience. This is also why I'm so excited that I'm doing something like this, and I have this platform to talk about this, to talk about these things with you guys and myself. And it's just good to have resources that help you throughout the process, because trust me, you're gonna need it. I did find myself at one point getting the nostalgia bug and feeding into it. And honestly, now I understand when people say things like, you know, a step back is always a part of the dance. And when stuff like this occurs, you do have to remind yourself, like, God will always use everything for the betterment of you and him and everybody else. Like, he is not going to let, if you're really locked in with him, if you're really in tune with him, if you really connect with him daily, momently, like literally, he will use it to help better you and his purpose for your life. That's not to say to feed into the nostalgia knowing that he got your back. No. But if you happen to have that fall, just know it is okay and it will serve your purpose in some way. And sometimes you have to go back. Sometimes you have to just refresh your memory as to why it is time to move on, as to why it is time for more, for better, for a new life. Like people say all the time, new levels, new devil. I don't know. I can only talk about the things I've experienced. All my videos are usually about things that I've experienced, and for sure, I can say that this is something that the whole nostalgia thing is something that I did not experience before because it was a thing of the now. Like it was current. It was already taking place. It was something I've done and have been doing. So there was no need for nostalgia. There was no need for that persuasive energy to enter my mind of, oh, like maybe you should just stay where you are. Maybe you should make things work where you are. Or, you know, maybe it wasn't so bad, or was it really that bad? Or maybe that is the one for, like, absolutely not. So I can agree. They ate that one. I can agree. New levels, new devils, because that is something new that I didn't experience until I started this journey. Like, do not fall into the trap of reminiscing. Do not fall into the trap of remembering, because remember it for what it is. Like, yeah, guys, so that was really quick. I had to kind of rush this one. Hopefully I could piece it together well, but don't let the nostalgia bug bite you. Don't let it get the best of you. Remember that where you are headed is way better than where you are leaving, because if it was the other way around, you would not be leaving. Trust me. You would not be on no journey to change nothing. You would be right where you are, and you would be experiencing happy emotions, not bad ones. Love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.